All right, what is up, you guys? Today we're going to talk about support and resistance, okay? Support and resistance is going to be something extremely important that you need to be able to identify on your chart. Any successful trader, they're going to be able to identify it. They know what it is. They know exactly what we're talking about when we say these things, okay? So with support and resistance, okay, I want you to just remember this. Support equals the floor. Resistance equals the ceiling. Support equals the floor and resistance equals the ceiling, okay? Support equals the floor and resistance equals the ceiling. And I want you guys to think about it exactly like that. So I'm going to draw a picture for you over here actually before we show you the charts, okay? So let's just do this, okay? So this is going to be my support. This line right here is going to be what we call support. Oops. Make that black. Okay, so this line right here is going to be what we call support. So now if I were to actually draw out price moving, okay, so now what do you guys notice about this price right here? What do you guys notice about what's happening in this example, right? So this is the price is not going past this area, okay? This black line is supporting what the candles would be, what actual price would be. Okay, the black lines are supporting it. So now if we were to keep going with this, all right, we will also have what you call resistance. Okay, so let's label it. Okay, so this is support. Okay, and then we have resistance. So we got support and resistance. So what I want you guys to notice about this is price is not going, so it's supporting. So price is being supported by this black line and price is being resisted by this black line. Okay, so when price is being pushed up, that's called support. It's bouncing off of support. And when price is being pushed down, it's coming off of a resistance. Okay, now these areas can be broken and we explain that in other videos, but you guys need to first understand how to even identify your support and your resistance. Okay, now there's many different ways we can look at this on the chart. Okay, you see support and resistance on every single time frame. So let's actually go ahead and move over to the chart and put this into perspective for us. Okay, so I know looking at this chart at first, you might not understand it, you might not be able to identify it right away, but what I want you to know, I want you to just try to look at the chart and identify areas where price is going to a lot. Where is price reacting at a lot? So what you can do to kind of help you as a beginner is if you go right here next to your time chart, right? You can click this and go to line chart. Okay, so with the line chart, what's going to help you identify support and resistance is I want you to identify the peaks. Okay, where do you see the different points in the market? Okay, the peaks. Okay, so look at this like a mountaintop, or look at this like like a mountaintop, right? So where do you see the peaks in the mountain? Okay, so if I were to grab my horizontal line, I'm going to put a line everywhere where I see a lot of peaks. So boom, this is a nice area where I see a peak. Okay, there's an area where I see a peak. I'm going to get another line and I see some peaks here. Okay, now listen, there's going to be multiple areas of support and resistance, and you do not need to mark up every single area. But as you're getting used to this and as you're getting your practice in, it is good to just get practice in and kind of mark up your charts and try to identify different areas. So another area I see is down at the bottom. right here. Okay, there's another area that price is having a constant reaction to. Okay, just a constant reaction to. So now you guys, if I were to turn my candles back on, we would see what this actually looks like. Okay, so we can clearly see that price is just bouncing, bouncing, bouncing back and forth between these zones. And when the zone gets broken, right, that's our alert. That's when we know, okay, something else is going to happen. Okay, so I'm on the daily time frame right now. If I were to drop this down to the 4 hour, we're going to see a lot more price action. We're going to see a lot more candles. Okay, so if we were to look at this a little more in depth, okay, let's just we'll look at this area here. Okay, so we see, all right, price, it came here to the support and it bounced directly off. All right, so now it's climbing, climbing, climbing back up to the chart. And then when it gets to this area of resistance, it has a reaction. Okay, this is what I want you guys to pay attention to. When it gets to these major areas, price is going to react. Okay, the reaction that happened here is consolidation, because this is a strong area of resistance. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's go through and see this area. So this, we can see price constantly bounce back and forth between this zone as well. Okay, I want you guys to understand it's not going to be perfect as far as like where price goes, but we get the idea of price just bouncing constantly back and forth between here. And now I'm going to delete these lines, okay, because these lines actually came from my daily chart. Okay, so there's actually more areas of support and resistance on every single chart. Actually, I'm going to leave the lines and we're going to identify areas on the 4 hour chart. So I'm going to change it back to a line graph. And now I'm going to see if I can identify, you know, peaks even inside of the peaks that I'm seeing now. Okay. And I want you guys to know you can go, support and resistance goes as far back as it goes, right? This support and resistance, it stays the same. That's what we love about, you know, trading in general. Like these areas are solid areas. It's going to stay the same. Okay, so now let's go ahead and identify some different peaks. All right, I already see something here, and you guys are, it's going to take a while to kind of, right, and we're going to make this green. Okay, we're going to make that green. Actually, I kind of like it better right here. It's a good area right there. All right, and then maybe one more. I can do one more up top right here. And I'm pretty good with that. All right, so even on the 4 hour chart, we found another area of, you know, support and resistance. Okay, so let's change it back to the candles. All right, and now we can see even more price action in between these zones. Okay, so we will get more into detail on how we can use support and resistance to and add it to our trading. But first, I want you guys to be able to identify it. I want you guys to be able to mark it up on the charts and just see it for yourself. So, you know, one thing I can suggest that you do for practice is go on multiple time frames. Okay, this is the 1 hour time frame, and just try to identify those areas. Okay, and if you see price reacting, a lot in the area that you pointed out, then you know that you have a nice area of support and resistance. You guys just look at the area where price is consolidating. Look at the areas where price has the most reactions. All right. So even here, okay, this is like, you know, you guys, this is, as you continue to practice, you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to identify it very quickly. You know, and then you'll know how to trade with it as well. Here's another area here. Like there's so many, and you don't have to fill your chart up with it either, you guys. Just identify major areas. And the way that you're going to do that is on your higher time frames. All right. You're going to do that on your higher time frames. And you'll be able to really pick out those major zones of support and resistance. But we have strategies, we have, you know, products that will allow you to not have to do this as much. But like I said, you guys, we still have to be able to identify it and know what it is as a trader. So appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the next video.